Morning. Good, thanks. No. I don't know. No idea.
talking about the past?
There was a past because they had cane cutters that used to come and
Yep.
cut the cane. Nice, does it? They got holidays.
Finishes today?
Today?
Tomorrow. Oh, probably. This is called Nolan's Folly. For some reason, the Nolan at a period of time decided to build a well, or a pump well, and they dug a hole just over here. Now, when you stand there, you can actually see a river. Well, makes sense. So we're going to put a pump there. The theory is that they'd seen gold everywhere else, and somebody had seen a little bit of gold on the surface, so they're really looking for gold. They drilled down a fairway. No gold, no water, but they put a pump on it. i.e. Nolan's Folly. Our present mayor is a Nolan, Mark Nolan. Now, this little thing sat out here in the middle of the street and became a traffic hazard, so they put a light on it. And then it became the meeting place for late night rendezvous. Meet you at Nolan's Folly. And eventually they decided they moved it over here. Still not pumping any water. And if you look at the street, it's actually been carved out. It's a major change to this road. Now, I don't know why that was, but if you look, that's looking down the road. And
it's looking which way? Going that way?
I believe it's looking that way, yeah. No, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. That's definitely looking that way, and it's still flat. That's the original convent that was here. Anybody go to Catholic school? Who'd you have? Good Sam's?
Sorry?
What school was it?
Oh, St Mary's in Bendigo, Victoria.
Yeah, were they? Oh, what'd you have? What order was there?
Mercy.
Mercy. Well, Mercy's were here too. They were in Babinda. Come in. Come in. Oh yeah. Oh. It is a phenomenal church.
So the Nolans are related to the current mayor?
Yeah.
They're our family? Yeah.
It did have a ceiling here originally, right up the top, but Larry took the roof off and blew the windows in. Now these windows, when they were blown in, left glass all outside. And Father Gordon and a few people walked around and picked up all the glass pieces and put them in buckets, all the leftover glass. So about 2 years after Larry came through, a committee was set up to decide what to do with these windows. Now there was a design plan that they were all going to be done similar to what's up the back and all around the side, but the committee decided to keep the tradition. Now those windows are not religious. They came out of a catalogue.
Okay.
So they have the tulip in them, and they are the largest Art Deco windows in Innisfail. Collection of Art Deco windows. So all have the tulips, all have the symmetry, all have the colours, all have the shapes.
Yeah. I'm glad they didn't go with those. They're a bit
Yeah.
garish in your face.
Yeah, they are. Alpha and Omega, in God we trust, in the middle.
Yeah.
So you've got this, and they're all put together with bits and pieces, and when they couldn't find any pieces, I had to cut them. So it cost nearly as much to put those back in as put new ones in. We're going up to the front corner to Mary's Corner. This is a Marius church, so like Good Sam's and Marist Brothers, they all follow the teachings of Mary.
All the glass that they picked up and collected
Is back in there.
Remade them.
Yep.
Well, my goodness. But the design came out.
The design was the same, because the windows on this side weren't as destroyed as the windows on that side. Oh, sorry. Larry comes in the morning over this hill. Larry came this way first, and it wasn't particularly bad. I just did that too, so it wasn't particularly bad, but when it came over the hill, that was the damage. It was, the second round was really frightening if you lived in town here. I just live on the hill over here. The school next door lost its entire roof, got picked up, dropped on the oval. Bonk. And it took, the cleaning up that oval took nearly a year because they had to dig down at least 60 centimetre, or 60 mil, or some distance to get rid of all the glass and bits of for the kids to play on it again. This lost its roof, lost the windows on that side, most of them. This side wasn't too bad, so most of the rebuilding was on this side. Now these people now are fixing this church up because it's still got minor leaks in it, and they found about 30 they've had to fix up. It's a lot.
What did they have to fix, sorry?
All small leaks within the structure. Yeah, so there's been they've done at least 30. They were telling me the other day. So it's a large job, repainted. The last repaint I think was just after Larry, about a year or two after Larry. So last bit. So we'll go over to Clancy's Corner. It's all Carrara imported Italian marble, all that. Here's a picture of the church in the 1940s, 50s. The mould would get it. Yeah, so it's the mould's not inconsistent with the church being black. So this is Father Clancy's grave, the man responsible for a lot of development in the young Innisfail. Irish, Augustinian priest, and when we go back out I point out the Augustinian orders. Augustinian priest came here in 1895, came a little bit earlier. At that stage the diocese, in the terminology we use now, was located in Cooktown. So he's sent down to start the church, and he is a straight line, straight down the barrel Irish man. And there's a story about him. He collects all the threepences. You remember the threepenny piece? Yes. Because he doesn't think they should be put in a plate. So he collects them all. He's got them in bags in the presbytery, and he's down the church, down the town one day, and the bank teller says, "We've got no threepences." So he sends two blokes back up to his church to bring all the threepences because he collected them. He's the one who got the money together for this. He's the one who started the church the school next door, the Good Sam's. They keep on saying he did it. It was really this guy pushed him, and also the Maris. So he brought in two orders of Mariist, and so the picture of Mary there, that's a picture from a church in Naples, I believe. And he's buried here. The town loved him so much they buried him inside. Now there's another one buried outside. One inside, one outside. So he shut the town down when he was buried, and he dies in 1931. He's had one holiday. He goes back to Ireland, and he brings back money. So he's out there in the Hayes Clancy Wall, 1931, working away, heart attack and dies. Town shuts down. He would take 2 weeks to do his parish by horseback. He was ferocious on bad behaviour, expected the Irish to be the best behaved people in town, and was instrumental in bringing Italians here to start cane farms. So by 1920, 23, 40% of the cane farms in this district are Italian or Sicilian. There is a difference. My wife and I went back to Sicily 4 years ago, and she talks in the dialect, she talks in Sicilian. So when she'd open her mouth and ask something, they'd stop her, get more people in and make her talk to hear the old dialect, because it's gone. It's only here, or wherever else the Sicilians are. Father Clancy, what a wonderful man, so I never tread on him.
So he's actually buried there?
Yeah. We're not going to dig him up and check. You're just going to have to believe he's in there. He wasn't a very big man, if you can see. He wasn't very tall. He was the Irish. So if we move across here, the altar is Carrara marble, which was all imported. Each of these blocks was laid by the builders. There's a fellow on Facebook called Stan Lanoy showing photos of the building of this church. The family who built it lived just on the outside. People thought they lived inside. No, they lived outside. It's marvellous. You look at this for a building that was done in between 1926 and 1928. It's just phenomenal, the work these people did. This was all by hand, basically. Levered, hand, cement. It's not going anywhere. It's consecrated, which means it'll stand the test of time. Now, the Carrara marble, the dollar sign at the back is not actually a dollar sign over in the back there. It's actually IHS, but it doesn't look like that because they put IHS all together. Straight down below, down the bottom. Yeah. IHS, yes. I've only seen one altar that's more spectacular, and that's in the Cathedral of Seville. It's 27 tonne of silver. If you ever want to go to a church and see wealth, go to Seville. Go to the Cathedral of Seville and you will be astounded by how much money the church had. Now, Seville especially, as that's where Columbus goes to the New World. And he's buried in the church, Columbus in Seville. Move over to our... This is one of the only ones in North Queensland. Full immersion baptismal. Yep. One of the, came in after Larry. Originally, baptisms were held in the dark just before sunrise. All churches used to face east-west. The baptismal group would be in the back of the church in a place outside. They would go through the water out there, and they would come into the church through the back door, and the doors would be open so the first lights would come in, and they would be greeted by the light of Jesus or the light of God or the light of whatever they said. So the first lights would come in as they were presented to the parish or the congregation. So that's how baptism was all done. That's why we have an east to west church. This one, the woodwork up done was done by a local fellow, Paul, from just down the road here, and the empty tomb is basically the story that goes with it. So anybody wants to be baptised, you can walk in and walk out. First person baptised in here was Courtney Kelly, an Indigenous girl from Babinda, who now works for one of the large mining companies in Western Australia as an engineer. How do I know that? I was here. I was here for her. We head down the back. Imagine.
Yep. Just the logistics of it is just mind-boggling.
It is. It is, just with rope and pulley. All hand mixed.
So you said a family built it?
Yes,
Were they
local.
Italian or-
Yeah, they were from Silkwood. Oh well, they were.
A large family?
Yeah, they would have employed. It took a few years, but you know, you're looking at just phenomenal ability to. It's like you're in far north Queensland. You just turn up to a local building and say, "Could you just build me a church that's 60, 70?"
There was a lot of people here because there were the cane farms and a lot of cane cutters.
And there was a lot of very good builders too.
There was Maltese, Greeks, Italian, lived of all nations.
Yeah, well,
I was born in Innisfail, but I lived in Mini Creek.
what's your surname?
It was a Migdalos when I was single, but I'm alive.
Oh, so you're a Greek.
Greek.
I went back to the cemetery in St Alfio. St Alfio, there's Feast of St Alfio's down at Silkwood.
Yeah, that's
I went to the St Alfio cemetery in Sicily and walked past the graves. They all live here. Every name. Digger, Gorios, yeah, all the cane cutters.
They used to come here for the cane and then go back to their country.
My wife's grandfather came in, helped build a mill in Babinda in 1917, and his son came to Australia in 1950, started as a cane cutter.
Godmothers
Yep.
in Babinda.
Who did the tour last night of this cemetery?
Yeah.
This is St Anthony of Padua. There's the thing about coffee, private coffee, CH coffee. Now I cut out a bit last night because I wasn't sure what the time was. I'll just give you a bit. Now, when I saw this, I knew it was in Pozieres because my grandfather was there. My other grandfather, who died in 1957, never talked about the war. His first two battles, he was only in two battles, he was in the fifth. He was at Gallipoli and Fromelles, and he got captured at Fromelles. Anybody know the story of Fromelles? 24,000 we lost in one night. Wounded, killed or captured. The largest loss of life or injury ever in Australia's history on a battle that shouldn't have happened. Now these guys are in a battle that shouldn't have happened as well. Mooket Farm is on a rise just outside of Pozieres. And if you drive past, you go up to Thiepval, which is a great Commonwealth War Graves Memorial. It's got 80,000 names on it. Those names are for people they never found. 80,000 they never found in that part of the battlefield. That's the edge of the Somme. It's to me, So he gets blown up fighting for a farm called Mooket Farm, and they were able to hold Mooket Farm, the Germans, because it's got all these cellars, because that's where they keep all their food. And so they can't get them out. So eventually the British decide it's too hard. We lose 11,000 wounded and injured, and we don't capture Mooket Farm. Now he gets hit by probably an artillery shell on the 5th. It's not till about 8 weeks later that they bypass and the Germans surrender. They go in and look for the bodies. That would be the worst job, body searching after 8 weeks. And so they find a bit of uniforms, a couple of dog tags, all those days, and they decide, well, that's him. So they pick up the pieces around the place, put it in a bag, and tell his mother. So we don't know really where he is, or really if that's all him. But that is private Cecil Henry Coffey's mother's donation to the church in September 1928, and she buries her grandchild a month a bit later. St Anthony, Lost Souls. This is our church. The confessional is not workplace health and safety. You now have to be able to see through. Yeah, have confessional.
Oh, sorry, that's a confessional thing.
Yep, both of them. Yeah, Father told me that the other day, that, with the new laws and new rules, that I'll have to make them clear, see through at some stage. Yeah, and we can lip read. Any questions on the church? Third one here, 1928. Two others were burnt down, of course, or blown down. The Shire Halls were burnt down. I think these were blown down. They were over the back. The presbytery at the back has enough places for about 12 priests. And it's got Father Kerry in it now, so it's a bit lonely. The school here has been here for a long time now. It's the last of the parish-owned schools. The Morris left they must have left in about 72, 73. And the Good Sam's left a little bit later.
Did you say here there's enough room for 11 priests, did you say?
Over the presbytery in the back, the house in the back. You know the house in the corner, the square house in the back corner there?
Not really.
That's the presbytery upstairs. I think they've got a room.
You could house 11 priests?
Yeah.
Okay. And there's only one?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, there was a lot of people then because there was a lot of cane cutters.
Yeah, that's right.
There was a lot of there was Maltese, Greeks, Italian, Yugoslav, German. There was a League of all nations here.
When it had all the pews
When they
outside.
had,
Yeah, you could seat 600 in here. You put seat.
Now?
No, not now,
Oh, back
because that when they would have the pews were down the side as well. You get 600 in here.
there was a lot of people.
And now you get 600 because we got the school in here.
What
High
about
school.
now? How many now?
Oh, like
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is built for a town of 10,000 people.
Yeah, I know, it's amazing, isn't it?
What is the population?
About 28. Oh, just under 30. Last census. And you know it's an Irish church,
Oh, yeah.
4-leaf clover. However, everybody else is a 3-leaf clover. On the wall here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get the 4 over the door,
Yeah.
and that's the Augustinian crest underneath. Tale Legra, which is take up and read the Bible.
The little building across the road, Arroya, was a private hospital when it was first built. In 1940, built by a guy, I think his name was Tim Cotton, Dr. Tim Cotton. 11 beds and an operating theatre. Closed in 1944 in the war because he couldn't get any staff. And I don't know whether it ever reopened, but he practiced from there until the 1970s, so when he retired.
Yeah, and up here in North Queensland, yeah.
All right.
Okay, Jeffrey, you're in charge.
We'll cross the street, cross the other side around the street, and we'll stop just outside the library and we'll talk about we'll look at the Queen's Hotel and I'll talk about the guys that built it.
Right.
city, isn't it a pity we don't say G'day, G'day, we'll say G'day. When you get to heaven, what do you think you'll say?
I think he would say G'day.
What?
Because he does this.
You'll say G'day.
Well, hello, Maisie. I went to North Daisy and I'd like to make a gift of it to you. You say you love me, I'll bet the stars above me and I'll say G'day to you. you.